haven't seen you in a minute. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little folding, a little foldy fold. I'm gonna do a little laundry, a little chit chat. I have my own place now. It's very exciting, lots to talk about. I was like, what am I gonna do in my own space? Should I start a podcast? Bitch, I might. I feel like this kind of is one, right? I feel like all podcasts are like, just like videos now. I used to post them pretty regularly, and I started because I was alone all the time when my mom was in the hospital, and I was like, I need to like stay sane and talk. I read somewhere that talking out loud at least 30 minutes a day is really good for your mental health, and I didn't have anybody to talk to out loud at that point, so I was like, I'm just gonna talk to a camera, and like secretly like whoever I'm like crushing on at that moment. And whew. Anyway, I haven't done it. I haven't like been doing it in a while because I'm just never alone anymore, and I'm finally alone again. And I used to be like very. I have so many shirts, and I realize I'm always wearing this one. No war, but class war. But it looks like a normal NASCAR. Like I feel like I just look so. It's like from the untrained eye, it's just some random white trash, which is fine. I'm like. White trash pride over here. Oh, speaking of white trash, I think I'm gonna order, so many things to talk about. I'm gonna order, some, like, safe for my hair that won't destroy it brown hair dye. I think it's like Maroon Brown by Unicorn. I'm probably gonna order that this weekend. A lot of people feel some type of way about the blonde. It's like, I don't feel the need to control my appearance as much as I did before. So I was like, I don't have any fucking control over anything in my life. So if I can make my hair blue and pink and like Lisa Frank, that's like one thing I can control that's not like an eating disorder, for example. Or like, you know how you start to feel like you're losing control of your life and it manifests in these really horrible ways. Anyway, not the point. I just bouncing ideas around. So, I moved here a few days ago. It has a washer and dryer inside. I did not know the washer did not work. The landlady did not know that either. My landlady, God love her, she lives in Virginia. She like has multiple properties. She doesn't ever really know what's going on. She's really sweet though. I really like her a lot. I tried to like get it taken care of, and then like it still wasn't working, so came to the conclusion I needed a new washer. Luckily I had done a bunch of laundry at my mom's right before I moved here, so I still have clean clothes, but there's like literally just stuff sitting in dirty water in the washing machine right now. And it's like not my favorite part. Also there's a leak. There's a few things that went wrong. The hot water doesn't stay on too long, and there's a leak over my staircase with like cracks in the ceiling. So there's a few things that need to be taken care of. It seems like whoever lived here last, which I'm pretty sure it was like the owner of a clothing store that used to be downstairs, which by the way, this is a very weird neighborhood to have a clothing store. Like it's a pizza shop now, and that makes way more sense. And I love those people. I love the woman that owns that. I've been going and getting their pizza for a long time. What is that voice? So, and she knew me. She was like, oh, the lady from Rampart. I've been telling people the lady from Rampart is moving over here. It's my same block. I like really lucked out. All the odds were against me too. Like not only was I really did not think I was gonna get it. Like 2 people got denied before me. Like one of them had bad credit. I like thankfully have been building my credit up for the last couple of years, and it still doesn't show. One of the things they don't really explain to you very well, or they do somewhere, but when you like rebuild your credit, it doesn't show up on other people's end as fast as it does on yours. So like, for example, like on my thing, it'll be like, oh, your credit is like, I think it's like 680 or something around there right now. But on other people's, it's only at like 500 or something like real crazy. They're like, your credit's only showing up like this. So it takes like months for it to show up for other people. And also I'm already like going back into credit debt. I mean, hopefully not, but like I'm trying to stay on top of it, but moving is very expensive. So I'm like, I guess I'll just open up a bunch of credit cards and ruin my life again. Hopefully not. I'm going busking later, I think. Max just started going busking again. And we're finally gonna go at night, we're gonna start going out again. Every time we were about to, like, we would literally be packed up and ready to go, and like, it would start raining, you know, and Max would be like, I'm not gonna get the equipment wet. Fair enough, even though Demi Lovato was able to do it in the rain at 16 in her music video. Oh my god, I've been on such a Demi Lovato 2009 kick. Those songs were so good. I've been like jamming to the one that's like, I wanna get back. God, back when like all the Disney girls were trying to sound like the girl from Paramore. They're like doing that voice that she would do on certain words. I could still hear it when I like play it now. It's like, I'm trying to think of an example. You can hear it though when you play it. You're like, oh my god, that's so cute. They're trying to imitate Haley Paramore, whatever her name is. This time, oh god, it was so good. I was like, I don't mind that she like had a neurotic breakdown at a slushie shop or a froyo shop or whatever. That's like the least crazy thing she's done. Like, I feel like we can forgive her for like beating the shit out of her backup dancer when she was a kid, but we can't forgive her for like, you know, having like a triggered eating disorder manic episode or whatever. Like, calm down. I mean, whatever. Like, she gave us Don't Forget, okay? She gave us a lot of hits. I still haven't seen her biopic or her documentary. I still need to watch that, but so many things I'm gonna watch. But yeah, I've been like going down the Demi rabbit hole. Love her. What else? What are some other? God, I'm gonna get an ironing board soon. I'm gonna iron hella clothes. Never thought I'd be excited about getting an ironing board. I gotta learn how to take better care of my clothes. Now that I buy like real material that can actually shrink. I feel like I didn't realize like when I was wearing all these cheap threads that like, oh, it's like designed to like you can just warp all, like it won't warp in the dryer or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, now that I wear linen or like, you know, certain fabrics you have to be way more careful with, which I used to just be like, whatever. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I have to like iron this before I wear it. So I'm folding all of it now, but then we'll hopefully, before I actually wear it, hopefully I'll have time and like plan it out ahead of time. But I was ironing with my, one of my mom's old like flat irons. Just like iron it on the bed. I would just, which it works if you don't have the space for an ironing board. I have so much more space here. But in the last place, what? Oh, that's a message? God, I thought something fell over in the background. A text message just came through. I'm filming. Anyway, I'm excited about an ironing board. I just had a surgery on the 20th, okay? And it went really well. And then I just went to a follow-up appointment because I think the infection came back and like spread into my face, and so the doctor that performed the operation, he was in the operating room, so his like person under him came and took a look and took photos and was like, that opened back up and it's reinfected, so we have to go back and figure out a new plan. But I told him, I was like, you could literally take all of it out. Like, I'm done with doing this. Like, I am so over living like this. If you can like reverse everything from when I was like 7 years old, I would be super grateful. Take literally every muscle and every bone that is in there and like surgically implant it and take it the fuck out because it's like infected. I had dental implants in there, those got infected. I'm like so over it. But aside from being like physically ill all the motherfucking time, I'm actually pretty happy. I love being alone. I was afraid for a while because, oh yeah, when my mom was in the hospital, it's just weird to be alone in someone else's house too, especially my mom. She's such a chatterbox, and so not having her around in the background doing readings all day to be like, you know, don't let this man tell you, blah, blah, blah. It was like very hard, and also just like the dark. I feel like I have the capacity now, hopefully I still do, to tell someone when I need help and be like, you know, I'm having dark thoughts or whatever. Like, I was like, oh, if I'm alone by myself living like that for too long, I'll be like, you know, I can go into like a horrible headspace, and I felt like I can't be left alone. I have to be taken care of for like the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna have to go into an early nursing home or something. God forbid. So, but I feel like a lot better. I've literally, like, I moved here, I quit smoking, I quit drinking, I literally, like, just was fine. Didn't feel, like, the stress. I, like, when I first moved in here, I, like, sat down on the floor and almost started crying because I felt like I just don't deserve this place. Also, like, it just, there's so much, like, stuff that happened that went into, like, getting here, and, like, I'm just like super grateful. I mean, and eventually I'll have curtains, but there's great sunlight in here, and I'm on the second floor. I'm very happy. I'm very happy about my neighbors. It's still my block that I like spent the last 20 years on. Like, basically grew up here, and it's like still my same neighbors. It's crazy. And like, when I tell you I like grieved my mailman, I was like, Mr. Wells isn't gonna be my mailman anymore. And I'm like, oh my god, like I don't have to like, it's like, oh my god, I'm still gonna have the same mailman. So, just like so many things, but, and there's just like so much drama that was happening before all this that I was like when I tell you I don't know, like, everything, I'm not gonna get super into it, but like, one of the things, I was accused of something that I never did or said, and I was being treated like, I'm still being treated like shit for it. Over something I never did. So it's like, stuff like that was happening where I'm like, I literally am not, this isn't even something that is a reality. Like, this is something that like, you made up in your head, went along with that narrative, and now you're being a dick to me, which I do not deserve. And also the response is always like, well, we're going through a lot of stuff. It's like, we're literally all going through a lot of stuff. That doesn't give you the right to be a disrespectful little, and also it's like, I'm trying to just have the patience to be like, it's fine, like, whatevs, I like, you know, but not even having to like worry about that anymore. It's like, oh, like, this isn't even real life. Like, this was never even my real life. This is like a weird transitional period where I have been in a situation for like years now where it's like, this doesn't feel real, this isn't even really, like, this is all like a temporary thing that doesn't match who I am. It just felt so strange, and I felt like I was trying to give it a fair, like, I feel like my whole, like, I feel like I've always been like, okay, this is hard, the end. Or like, I don't like this for this one reason, so I'm done. Like, I'll leave somebody the second that I don't like something. I'll drop a friend the second that they say something fucked up to me. Like, so I've been the last few years trying to not just drop people for one flaw, because I like have always just been like, I don't fucking need you. Like, I like have always been like that. So I'm like, alright, let me try to like do something, you know, not just like leave the second something gets hard, or like whatever. This is a cheat. I'll fold this later. Is this a pillowcase? Okay. So yeah, see, like, so wrinkly. Anyway, I don't know, and so I just feel like I've been like really making a conscious effort to not just like cut people off or be done with them just because one thing didn't work out. And I'm at this place where I'm still trying to find a happy medium between that. I'm still trying to like, I still struggle with like not knowing when I'm the one being too harsh, or when I'm the one who's like just being taken advantage of. It's like there's almost like no middle ground half the time. It's always like, am I the one who, and I'm constantly questioning stuff like this. I'm like, is it me that like, is it really my fault? I'm constantly like, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I did this. Maybe I blah, 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 blah. And I just feel like so happy that it's like, I had this time to finally think and be alone. I forgot how much I love being alone. I used to live alone for a while until I got a roommate. Jackie, what's up? Ooh, I'm still drooling all the time. So what am I swear to God, if I like if I survive through these facial reconstructive surgeries and live to tell about it, whew, I feel so heavy right now. I'm like on an antibiotic. I had to get so much stuff. I went to so many doctor appointments the other day. I've been getting, for the past couple of years, I've been getting Botox treatments like in the back of my head and like on the sides of my head. You usually hear Botox and you think of like these little needles that go into your wrinkles. No, bitch, these are like huge ass needles and they go into like the sides of my head, the back of my head. Oh my God, did y'all see Billie Eilish's titties? Oh my God, they're so big. I love them. I just thought about them the whole time because they really, I mean, it hadn't hurt that bad in a while, but like this particular day, was it the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, because I was more alive yesterday. I was doing stuff. I unpacked almost my whole place. Today I'm going to probably, if I don't do it today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to paint my desk, which is red right now, and I'm going to paint it white probably. And I have like a whole box of my art that's, I think that my mom said I had to get, but I'm really excited. I'm getting my cat on Monday. My cat came back from the motherfucking dead. And I've been telling everybody, I told the ladies that work there, I like went to Jefferson Feed recently. I would never normally think to go in there, but I was getting, so I think maybe the last time I talked on here, I talked about how my surgery, like I went to a new doctor and they were like, whoa, like this is fucking horrible, we're gonna change this, like they're like, we have to get on this. So I got my bones scanned, and the way they do it is you have to have 2 appointments in the same day. You have to go and get the saline injected into you, then you leave for like an hour and you come back, and then they like do the full MRI or whatever, and they had to scan my bones to see if it was infected, or also they were like, we have to see if that bone is alive, or like if it's dead we have to take it out, but if it's alive, and it's like, first of all, don't make me vomit. Bones being alive or dead, like I don't even want to hear, just do it and don't tell me about it. So I was in between this like appointment. I just was so tired from all these doctor appointments and just like exhausted from like the turns that I have been taking in my life, just the way my life has been like so like out of control. It's like really the only way I can, just like the crazy turns too. So I go to get my bone scan, I do the first part, and so then I'm like, okay, what can I do out here? Because it's like in a weird part of town where it's like on the outskirts of New Orleans. And I'm like, what am I going to do here? I think I like went to a Wendy's and like ate, and I'm like, what am I going to do for the rest of the time? Like, I have a friend that lives out there, and she was normally just like at home with her kids, but they're old enough to go to school now, so she actually works at that same hospital. So I was like, damn it, let me find something else to do. So I'm like, seeing if, I was like, can I come to your house and hang out with you for an hour? She's like, oh, I'm at work. I was like, oh, damn. So then I see Jefferson Feed, which is, oh, I should go there and see if they have the plants. They have a nursery there. I was like, I need a jade plant and like a bamboo plant. I'm like, ooh, I can get plants now. I have a home. So very exciting. I go to Jefferson Feed because they have animals there for adoption, and I had been looking at bunny rabbits for a while. I was like real into the idea of fostering a bunny rabbit, and then like seeing, and for like over a year I've been like looking at bunnies. I was like, let me just go look at the bunny rabbits, right? Bitch, when I tell you, I go in there, and as soon as I walk in, I see, and there's like not a ton of animals there. There's other locations where they have Jefferson Feeds. I think they have a lot more animals, but And I guess maybe they have adoption events and stuff, but there weren't a ton. So I look over and I see a cat. When I tell you, the same markings exactly of my cat from before Katrina that died right before Katrina, and not just like a tabby cat that looks like other cat, like a black and white cat with the same goatee soul patch, okay? A black little goatee. I was like, that is my cat that came back from the dead. And and like, it even, I think maybe I also told you this, because I'm starting to remember, I don't know who, has my name. My name is like on the cat's cage. I was like, that is literally my name. That's my name that my whole family calls me. This is fucking crazy. I've been like in the process of adopting that cat for like a couple of months now, and like, it's so weird. It's like the universe literally kept that cat for me, because the cat coordinator, whatever, the cat adoption coordinator, she kept being out of town, or like she had a family emergency, like her uncle died, and then somebody else died, and then something else happened, and it was like, in a way, really good timing for me, because I still, like, I thought I was going to move on April 1st originally. And I even signed a lease, and the guy, I just was like, I can't do it. And I like backed out last minute. I was like, I can't. When I tell you this guy had like a whole like ching chong bing bong comedy monologue he tried out on me, it was like that, and I think I talked about this, because I was like, I hated who I became. I fucking hated myself in that moment, because I was just like trying to just like, oh my god, it's so funny. So this place ended up working out, but I couldn't move in until like May 1st basically, or a few days before. And now like, the cat is finally ready, and like I wasn't, literally I just dropped in yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. It was right after one of my appointments. And they were like, yeah, come back in a couple days. And then they let me know, like, oh, Monday he'll be ready. I'm like, I'm gonna have my cat on Monday. My cat that came back from the dead. I keep being like, I swear to God, all of my animals are like the same animals from before. The same. Because also there was a Shih Tzu there. When do you see a Shih Tzu at a shelter? This Shih Tzu that looked just like the one that we had that died of old age recently was also there. My mom adopted him. It's like, bitch, what the fuck? And it's so, I mean, I don't know if you know the story Beloved by Toni Morrison, but there's like, something happens where like, I don't know if it's like a lover or somebody comes back as like a baby, and like, it's somehow they figure out it's the same soul that went into this baby, and she finds this baby under a tree. I'm like, it's like Beloved, like I'm all, it's like this is my animal, like what are the odds? I never see a black and white like Siberian cat like that either. Like I've rarely ever like almost like a Sylvester the cat type cat, but like with a very specific soul patch where it's like that cat has the same goatee that my cat from Katrina had. So I'm real excited. He's so sweet. The lady was like, he's secretly all of our favorites. Like we love him. So like he's not so secretly my favorite. And there was like other people up for him, and they were like, you're the one who, they're like, you're the one we're gonna end up, like, again, I was, like, so shocked. I'm like, I'm not usually the one that's picked for things, so, and when I tell you all the odds were against me of getting this place, like, people went behind my back and called the landlord and, like, told him stuff, I mean, just, like, everything was working against me, and somehow it still worked. I was like, oh my god, this is so cheesy sounding, but like, I feel so blessed, like, this is crazy. So, what else? Oh god, all I do is drool. But now I can drool in peace and be alone, so. I have to get surgery again, probably. I don't know what they're gonna do. I have so many appointments next week. I have so many doctor appointments. I had to get my second back, so I had to push that back because I was like still moving in the process. I'm like, there's no way I can get a second back and be like passed out for 3 days when I'm already like so tired from moving. I'm already so like exhausted just from like the process of like walking boxes up and down the stairs. I did end up getting help towards the end, but like the majority of it, or a lot of it, it was like I just was running up and down stairs by myself. I'm not in the best shape, but I'm really excited. I feel like so much more energized. I feel so much more myself, and I'm just like ready to embrace my inner Miley. Like we're both just like going through it. She's on SNL tonight. Big controversy with what's his name? Elon Musk. That I don't care, but I'm real excited to see Milers perform. She's always real good. What else? There's so much, but anyway, I was like, oh my god, I can make my like stupid little videos and like talk to the 3 people that watch those. Just like real happy, y'all. I'm gonna get my kitchen island. I just have a couple more things that I need to move. One of them is my kitchen island. I'm like, oh, I can do my little kitchen shows. Oh my god. So I'm gonna paint my desk this weekend, get my cat, eventually get my island. I'm gonna be a businesswoman and I'm gonna do businesswoman shit and start my cookie mix brand. If I so choose, I can go back to painting all the time. Just everything I like to do. Talking on here like a lunatic, watching all my podcasts and my Wendy Williams, all the things I like to do in my solitude. I don't know. I mean, I like also feel guilty about how happy I am. I really like, again, it's like I'm trying, like, I don't want to be somebody who just, like, moves on from shit because it got hard or, like, it got complicated or whatever, but it's like, I gave it a really good, like, I'm satisfied with the amount of effort I've put in, and I am, like, and it's like, whatever, I'll get into it another day, but it's just like, I feel like I'm finally at a place where I can truly be myself again, to the point where I'm like, yeah, I can like dye my hair back to brown, and that's not like, you know, I can go back to being like who I like for real am. I can go back to doing stand-up again pretty soon, you know, like I can start preparing my monologues. It involves a lot of walking around the house, pacing back and forth, talking to myself, or like, you know, practicing the same lines, and then be like, no, it's this line! Like, it's a psychotic process that I don't like to do in front of people. Also, we're gonna go busking later, I think, and like finally start doing that again. And I never really thought I would get into doing music. I feel like it's just something that sort of started happening, and now it's like, well, I put this, and that's another thing where I'm like, well, I put this much time into it. I guess I'll try a little longer. But like, and I think Max wants me to do it because it's one of the few things that I'm not that confident in, and it's like the only version of me that's left that's like, like it expresses my softer side or whatever, because it really is something that I'm not. I feel like I'm pretty confident in almost everything else, to the point where it's like probably obnoxious and like egocentric and like it's like, if anything, like comedy is probably not what I'm supposed to be doing full time. Like, you know, I feel like it does, certain things bring out a side of me where I'm like, bitch. So, not having that same confidence in, like, music is, like, probably works to my benefit, because I'm not, like, you know, and God forbid I ever become like that. I just have, like, a low tolerance and a low threshold for bullshit. And also, the nerves in my face and in my body, like, have muscle spasms at all times, and I don't talk about it, I don't really, like, bitch about it, and I don't bring it up, and it's, like, not something that I, like, discuss a lot, but it is still something that's constantly happening, and, like, it's, like, it does make me more irritable, because it is, like, physical, it's, like, there are clenching pains in my body. Luckily, I just got my Botox shots, so that's kind of how, once it starts to kick in, I got a couple in my back. Again, a few in my head. They put them in my temporal lobe. Is that right? Temporal? Temporal is right here, right? No, that's frontal cortex. Temporal is right here. Normally they put them in my mandible, but they only have so many, so they did a couple in the back of my head, and it was so, I mean, was really intense. So, I don't know. I think, I mean, I'm hoping that this will not be my life forever, but it also might, it's also like, I might have to deal with this for the rest of my life. I kind of have figured I would, but the amount of Neurontin that I need to be on just to like not feel my body locking up in stress, and then it's just like when people test me on top of that, I'm like, bitch, you don't even want to fucking know like the like fucking rage that I already have like grinding in my bones right now just from existing, just from having to resist like this. So it's like I need like the most peaceful zen environment as possible, and like I don't like people being on top of me all the time. I like to have long periods of alone time. Fucking loving this life. I can't believe it took me this long to like get here, but again, everybody's journey's real different, y'all. What else? There's probably a lot more, but I'm not gonna keep yammering forever. I just wanted to say hi. Oh god, my toes were so terrifying. I need to do my toes so that I'm like able to wear flip-flops. That was another thing that I felt like I got into. Like I got really into doing my nails for a while, because that's another like, okay, I can't like control anything about my life, but I can, you know, like do nail art. Oh, and like I couldn't paint. That was the thing. I know it looks like I don't give a fuck about nails, but I couldn't paint every day like I was. Like I couldn't do like my paintings. So I was like, well, I can't do my paintings. There's no room for it here, but I can paint like pumpkins during Halloween, or I can paint my toes and my nail. Like I can paint fake nails and glue them on. And so I got really into that for a while. And now it's like, oh no, I can do whatever the fuck I want now. It don't even matter. And you know, people can be as rude as they want to be to me, and it's like, you know, whatever. It's not gonna like affect me as personally as it would have if it was like just the only view I had, where now I'm like moving down up or whatever. I mean, I really am like, oh, I'm in the sky. Like I feel like, yeah, I don't have curtains, but I'm also not like on the first level where everyone would be able to see in. It's kind of like peaceful and beautiful. I'm gonna sew some curtains. I'm really excited. Maybe I'll do that on a video. Videos like that though, I feel like I don't do well at, because I'm too busy focusing on the project itself. Like, you know, when I paint pumpkins, for example, I'm like, that's too much of me just like focusing, and I wouldn't be able to like multitask. Even this, clearly I did not even like, bitch, I got so much more in this to do, and I'm like, let me just like yammer. So anyway, I just caught up with all my Wendy episodes. Life is good, bruh. I mean, aside from it being horrible, but whatever. Alright, homies. Like, 2 people that watch this. Okay. I'll let you know how, I'll introduce you to my cat soon, probably. That's probably gonna be my next thing. And then maybe I'll do a little baking show. Remember my baking shows? Remember my cooking shows where we'd be cooking with LP and I was just microwaving TV dinners all the time? That's probably going to be the content. I made my first meal the other night, and it's like the 3rd day was like yesterday. It was like the 3rd day I was eating it. I was like, okay, I guess I'll make something else. I've been living off these leftovers, but I gotta get some pots and pans. I've been living out of the air fryer. Although, not complaining. It just takes longer when you're doing one pot. I'm like, okay, now I have to like pull this out and put it here. Whatever. I'll tell you more about it later. I love you. I have folding to do. I have a desk to paint. I have a cat to get. I have to go do some songs. I probably am bugging my voice up. Although maybe this is a warm-up. Maybe this is a warm-up. I don't know what warm-ups are. I'm like, is it worse for me to be talking my head off? Or should I be on vocal rest? I really don't know anything about it. That's why I'm like, I feel like such an imposter when I go out and like sing songs and stuff. I'm like, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, if you, it's like, it's not my comfort zone of like bashing the patriarchy or whatever. It's not like, I don't know, so we'll see. I mean, I should probably learn more about it, but I also am like, no, I'm just like, yeah, well, if it works, I mean, if someone wants to give me $1, that's fine. I feel like I'm gonna end up being like, I have a cat to get, I need you to give me money. Like, I feel like it might end up being more like that in between sets. So we shall see. We've worked on a few different fun covers that I think people will like. And it's really nice out. It's Mother's Day weekend. There's a lot of people out and about. It's a great tourist time. And it's also the time of Taurus. Oh, or are we in Gemini? I think we might be in Gemini now. Girl, I don't even know what time we're in. Yeah, it's May, right? Right? May is, yeah. The majority of May is Gemini. Oh, no wonder I feel so much better. We're in Gemini. Okay. Are we in Gemini? No. Trisha's birthday has not happened yet. We're still in Taurus. So, we're in the time of Taurus, and it's tourist season as well. Taurus and Taurus. What day is it? I'm like, did I miss Trisha's birthday? I think I have to have a party. Oh my god. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll host a party for Trisha's birthday and get one of those like rice paper digital printouts of her face and put it on a cake. Bitch, I might. Who knows? I could get right. I have a laser printer. I could do that at home. I might make a Trisha cake. I don't know. That's the kind of things I'll do while I'm alone. Lots of time and money to waste. Alright. I love you. Farewell.